Because Israel is fighting a terror army that has embedded itself in civilian areas, we are having to make unprecedented efforts to try to keep civilians safe. Civilians on the other side, to keep them safe from their own leaders. And so our officers and soldiers make individual phone calls to Palestinians telling them, we are launching a ground offensive, you need to get out of the area. We send them text messages. We send recorded voice calls. We've dropped over 10 million leaflets urging people to get out of the way. We could have launched a ground offensive immediately while people were still in Gaza City, but that would have caused untold civilian casualties, and we don't want people to be hurt. We're fighting this war because we want the suffering to end. So our army ended up surrendering the element of surprise that would have given us a military advantage in order to give civilians a chance to evacuate. We've put in place tactical pauses to help civilians get out of Hamas strongholds. We have secured safe passage for civilians to leave areas of fighting. We've designated a whole area as a humanitarian zone where we want people to go to escape fighting. And you know what's really outrageous? We told people to go to the humanitarian zone because Hamas isn't already embedded there. And Hamas has now fired over 100 rockets at our communities from inside the humanitarian zone. And not a single UN agency, not a single UN official has condemned Hamas for shooting rockets at our towns and cities out of the humanitarian zone. And while we're doing our best to keep civilians safe and protected, we think these UN agencies and officials are culpable with the loss of life. Because instead of sending people into the humanitarian zone we designated to keep people safe, they're sending them into Hamas strongholds instead. And the UN is therefore complicit with Hamas's strategy of using human shields.